These are devotions for people at a social distance. Now, I do these devotions 5 days a week, uh, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which means a couple of days. One day, of course, I'm preaching a sermon, and then one day I just don't do one. So it's been a couple of days since I have done one of these things, and I'm just feeling a little bit different as I do one today because some things have happened, some things have changed. The election in the United States has resolved in a way that I see as very good and hopeful, and yet at the same time, I know that the next couple of months in the United States are going to be very troubled, especially as one of the candidates refuses to accept those results and is in a position to cause a lot of grief. The other thing, of course, that's happened is some very encouraging news around vaccines has come out, and yet the downside is, of course, people are still getting sick in record numbers here in Ontario, and it's worse in other places, and that's a lot of pain and that's a lot of sickness. And of course, the vaccine cannot roll out until a little while yet, and even then, it's going to have to be slow at first. So there's still a lot of pain. So, how do we balance that? The hope, the possibilities with the reality that still continues. That's why I found it very nice to read in the book of Nehemiah this morning, Nehemiah chapter 8. Now, Nehemiah is in that kind of position. The people have been allowed to return, to come back out of exile in Persia, and they're starting to rebuild. But they get there, and the place is a mess, and there's just so much work to do. And how do you balance the hopefulness of the moment with the real challenge that lies before us? So here's what I read in Nehemiah 8, 9, and 10. Then Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Ezra the priest and scribe, and the Levites who taught the people, said to all the people, "This day is holy to the Lord your God. Do not mourn or weep." For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. In other words, they heard that they weren't in a position to really live up to everything that God expected of them. Then he said to them, "Go your way, eat the fat and drink sweet wine, and send portions to those for whom nothing is prepared, for this day is holy to the Lord. And do not be grieved, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." The joy of the Lord is your strength. Yes, there are many challenges before us, but by all means, let's celebrate those moments of hopefulness. Let's embrace the joy. And notice how it says very explicitly, send to those who are not able to celebrate. That means bringing in those who don't have the resources to be joyful. But so share that joy, embrace the joy, share it with others who don't have the means to celebrate that joy. There is a holiness in celebration, even if the challenges remain before us. Lord our God, help us to find the joy in the things that happen, the reasons for joyfulness. Knowing that, yes, the challenges still lie before us, the worries and the inquietudes lie before us. But we thank you that you are God and that your work in this world. And as we embrace the joy of the moment, that is an act of faith. We honor you in it. Amen.